Concentrate. Go on! Come on, come on, come on! Got him! Got him, you fucking little ripper!
A bit of background. Got this Z4 for a couple of years now, and we've upgraded the turbos and taken it to about 550 or 600 wheel horsepower. Plenty of roll racing in it, and then the new drag track opened in Adelaide at the Bend, and decided to take it drag racing. It's still got its battle number on there, 138, and that went through. There we go. I think that's the number of runs we got out of it. So the fourth run, 1, 2, 3. 3 was where we set the world record for a BMW Z4 at about 10.6 seconds down the quarter mile, making it the fastest Z4 in the world, at least down the quarter. That last mark there indicating the fourth run, that's when the drive line exploded. So the diff broke, the transmission broke.
And alongside here, 138 BMW. This BM ran a high 10 earlier on, the last run off memory, 10.8 or a 10.9. I want to see if it does it again. If it was a fluke, or can it do it like consistently? The late model 2-door BMW up against the Commodore, but it's the BM. I want to see if they can run another high 10 off the production line. So the Z4 BMW, 138 now, off and running, Mark Haywood.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I finally got this car all up and running again. Another diff, another transmission, and we continue roll racing in it, but never drag racing that car again. Just too damn expensive to upgrade the driveline to make it reliable at that. And so, although the drag racing buggered bit, can't do it in that car. So, time to do something different, and that's where this car comes into it. So, this car here is going to be the drag challenge car, we'll call it. It's a BMW 335, a 2007 model, and it has the same engine as the Z4, so I'm familiar with it, except that this one is going to be built to be reliable. So the objective is to use it as a dedicated roll racing and drag racing car. The Z4 will get retired to weekend cruises in the hills, and the idea is to build this into a 9-second capable and reliable street registered drag car. So I'm going to go over that 9-second capable in a bit, but it needs to be reliable. It needs to be able to do that time and time again without breaking the drive line. And I need to do that by October 2024. So it's now February 2024, so we've got about eight months to achieve that objective. The budget for this build is $40,000, and that might be insane. But that's the name of this car, Insane. For those that know the BMW 335 of this era, a little play on letters and numbers there. The N54 engine is in this, so that's buried in the number plate there. So this car cost $7,500. Had a bunch of problems with it. Drove all the way to Sydney to pick it up. It was sold as is, where is by a dealer. It came with a long list of problems, 30 FF codes, oil leaks, coolant leaks, etc. But it was a pretty straight car. There's really no real damage on the car, a bit of bird poo, but the front bumper's seen a better life, and there's a bit of damage on the rear bumper. It's a clean title car, so for those in the US that use that terminology, in Australia it's not on the written off vehicle register, and it's also never been stolen. We're going to drive it like it was stolen. Yeah, a little bit of damage there on the rear bumper, and but otherwise it's a very straight, clean car. So trailered it back to Adelaide, did an initial inspection, and found that there was some of the silicon lines for the boost for the turbos that had popped off, so that might have been the cause of the boost leak. Not going to worry about trying to fix it though. And although the oil leak, I think, was from started with the oil filter housing gasket, as they commonly do on this, it then moved to causing the serpentine belt to drop off and go through the front main seal, and so most of the oil's leaking out through the front main seal. So it's a major issue, and I can understand as a dealer why you'd want to get rid of this car. But for me, I'm going to be rebuilding it anyway, and so it's going to get a new front main seal along with a bunch of other stuff. So we've got it registered, and I was able to get those vanity plates or custom plates for it, and now it's going to be ready to start the build. So the plan, 3-step plan for this. The first is to go on a diet. This car apparently is about 3,550 to 3,600 pounds. It's about 1,500 to 1,550 kilos, and we're going to try and lose about 150 kilos of that. And predominantly that's going to be done through pulling out interior and anything that's not required. Probably like to keep the aircon, but don't really care for the radio, so at least we could be able to get rid of some heavy speakers. The sunroof on top, probably try and swap that out with a lightweight panel and get rid of the cassette that drives it, and yeah, get 150 kilos out of the car going on a diet. The second step is to add power, and these cars from stock are 225 kilowatts at the flywheel, so maybe that's about 200 kilowatts at the rear wheels. We're going to plan to add at least 300 kilowatts to that, so I'd like to get it up to about the 500 wheel kilowatt mark, maybe 525 wheel kilowatts. That's on a mainline dyno, so add about, I don't know, 15% and do your conversions dividing by 0.75 to get a dyno jet sort of number, but yeah, it might end up being about 750, maybe close to 800 wheel horsepower on a dyno jet. So that's with that power and that weight, that's going to help us a long way to going fast, but then we need to do it reliably, and so the third step in this plan is to upgrade the driveline, or to strengthen the driveline. We're going to look at upgrading the transmission, upgrading the drive shaft, bigger diff and axles. Not sure what we're going to go with for all that, but it might be a 8 HP 70 transmission, maybe a M3 diff or a Ford 8.8, and we'll improve the grip with some drag radials, either on 17-inch or 15-inch wheels, and the result should be a car that is reliably capable of the 9.5 to 10 second quarter mile. And when I say capable, the problem here is that I don't think in this budget, the $40,000 budget, that we're going to be able to put a 6-point Andra approved roll cage in it and parachute and everything else to actually allow us to do 9 seconds. So the car might actually go roll racing as a 9-second car and then be detuned for the quarter mile to run just over 10 seconds, at least at the start, until the budget allows for a roll cage and chute and all the other necessary bits and pieces required for that. So there you have it. That's the car. This is video 1 of it. Yeah, like you to meet Insane.